Hi class, I wanted to give you some video feedback. I'm going to look at these as a first-time site visitor, even though I've seen them, and take a look at layout, usability, how things meet the assignment, that kind of thing. So really excited with what this class is producing, and in a week you're going to be even further. All right, let's jump right in. Grace. Let's see. I think, beautiful job. I noticed you had a little animation here that kind of came up. You do want to come into your header and make the background opaque. That way we won't have this overlapping here. Okay. And you would just go into your header and adjust that. Let's see. Nice place for your demo reel. That's working fine. You can also link them to your contact page, but that's working too. You might, well, you say it's a demo reel, so you really don't have to give a lot of instruction there, but you will be doing it on your projects page. All right. We want to check this one. We need to have just a little bit of content description here. Okay, tell us a little bit about what this is, what your role was, you know, what kind of camera or such that you used. I would use this font here. Okay, you want to be consistent with your headings. It's a good idea to have your body copy maybe match your navigation text. We can see what that is. Quicksand is a nice one. And see if you have this. We like to use web fonts. You don't have to, but it's nice because you know what it's going to look like on every browser and everybody's laptop. But this is a nice one. So let's take a look at the contact page. Okay. We want to work on the contrast here. That will probably come up in next week when you check out the accessibility with the Wix wizard. So you do want to look into that. I do like the color combination, but the contrast has to be there, right? Good job linking up. All right, let's take a look at the mobile. All right, so anything you do on your desktop is going to correct on your mobile. So when you make this adjustment with the contrast, it will fix the mobile. That said, anything we do on our mobile doesn't necessarily affect the desktop. Well, it doesn't. So keep that in mind. That's going to be this. And yeah, I would take a look at this font, and then that's what you'll want to go ahead and make what you have here, okay? So try using Quicksand through here. I think you'll like it. It'll be easy to read, and it will tie together nicely. All right, great job. Let's look at another. All right, Sabrina, you've recreated, right? Started on a Wix Harmony, and so you started over. Let's, so good job there. Let's take this and center it, right? And I would remove what I think is a marble texture or background. And the way you can remove it altogether, if it's with the Wix and you're trying to select this, you can change the background, change the color of the background to white, and it should disappear. You can also go over to your left toolbar where it has the A and the color drop. That's your site design. So you can go there, change background, select color, and change that. We want to stay away from those stock images that Wix offers because this is all about you and your work. Right? That's the only thing we want to showcase here. You want to save up your storage space here for your work. All right, so let's try not to underline here. And you might want to bring this content in a little bit. let's see. Okay, you have what you do, you have your name, that's great. And probably you need a little bit of space between this. So I would, if you keep this, then I would put a little strip between it so that we're not butting up against it and jumping into a different color. And also you will probably need to fix this as far as the contrast. It's a little dark on dark, so that's something. You could always just copy this, put it into a strip below it, make it a lighter gray or something, and that would work. Your call to action, let's see. I think, it should be a little simpler. And again, we have another font style. So try to keep it to 2. So this is your Helvetica. That's a different one. That's the same. Okay, you've got that consistent, but let's be consistent with the Helvetica and let's not underline. I know that usually indicates that it's a link, but you can link it without doing that, okay? And let's see. Okay, so we've got, as far as your body copy, we have 3 different font styles. Sometimes, and probably it looks like maybe you have Helvetica in your spacing, or vice versa. So Arial, Evener, and Helvetica. So make that consistent. Okay. And this will need to be a little larger. Right now it's 12 point. We need at least 16. Okay. Good job with this. That layout is good. You want to, let's see. That's describing it, and this is describing your role. Okay. When you say AI design, we want to be you'll probably want to be very specific about that. Okay. They'll want to know exactly what is yours, exactly what isn't. We can guess, but we want to be specific, but don't give them too much to read because they won't stay on your site. They won't read it. They skim, remember? All right, so let's look at your about. Okay, good. Let's check alignment here. Check all of your text, make sure that it's all consistent. 16 point. Okay, you're linked up. Good. Okay. So your goal is going to be to have everything on your site be completely original. As a cinematographer, that's what you're letting people know you're going to be doing. Creative producer, you want to show exactly how you produced something. Sometimes that's hard to demonstrate, but you're going to show work where you were the producer. And then, let's see, post-production. You've got a variety of different skills here. And we want to make sure that you indicate whether or not this is, what you're using when you're doing this. Okay. Yeah, I would downplay the AI and play up your operating cinematography, your planning, can go. Their video editing, if you have done it yourself. And yeah, special effects if you understand After Effects and how to do some things like that, or if you do them live. So be really careful. I would move the AI down below, and I would remove anything that is heavily dependent upon it, okay? Because your client can use AI, right? That's the issue there. And again, we want your fonts to be just limited to 2 and have your body copy be Helvetica, or change this to Avenir and use Avenir. All right, let's look at the mobile. Okay, I usually recommend not underlining here. And this font, I know it has a very narrow stroke, so it makes it difficult to read sometimes, especially when it's in body copy. So you're going to use your sans serif font. And make that higher contrast. That will be flagged probably in week 4. Along with this, make that a higher contrast, so make it white, probably, or light gray, if you want to stay in that. Okay, bring that, center this. Okay. Okay. This part is looking good. Just be real careful about promoting AI. It's not that you can't say that you're able to, you know, they may like that. That may be something they want. But you also want to make sure that you are highlighting your skills. Select that. Make sure that that's not a line break. All right. Okay. All right. So set a little time aside, just some cleanup, and maybe a little less content like this. You may not need that. Okay. Okay. So let's move on to the next one. Good work there. Nick, good to see you. Nick does come with some experience, so don't be intimidated. Let's see. Nice job. Clean, really clean. Good intro video here. You're about. May need to go a little larger here. Make sure I'm looking at it 100%. Yeah, for this particular font, it looks like it needs to be a little larger. Okay. You could go a little darker. You know, you have some options there. Okay, great job here. Love that location. And all original work. No doubt about it. This is nice. Okay. All the work you've been doing, great way to consistently provide your context for your projects. Good job. And of course you did the drifter poster. Great opportunity there. Nice work. And you've provided what you did, what your skill set was by what you worked on, the application. And we want to make sure, so you have Canva, let's see, you might want to find a way to, I suppose you could label this Premiere, but you may need to put Adobe Premiere somewhere. Maybe, I mean, I really don't want to mess up the layout, but consider what search engines are looking for. They will crawl through images, but if somebody is looking for someone who does Adobe Premiere, you want to make sure you come up. So maybe, you take a look and see how these are labeled. But I do love the way you have this. I love the font that you've chosen. Okay. Really easy to read. 24 point. Okay. And you've chosen something that works well with it. You've also demonstrated your vertical recording as well. So, excellent work. Great way to demonstrate what your skill is. And you're linked up. Linked up. Nice contrast. And all is good. Might need a little contrast there, but not much. Might be okay. It'll tell you in week 4 if it needs to be brought up a little bit. Let's check the mobile. Okay, so you may want to move that. I'm going to leave that up to you. You could just say about and use this same font. Looking good. And they're not duplicates. I mean, I recognize the location, but they're definitely not duplicates, and they're different times of day. Let's see. Okay. All right.
Came blowing in from across the sea.
All right. Well done. Good job, Nick. Let's see, is there anything we didn't look at? Okay, do update this to 2026 now. All right. Great job. Nice work, Nick. Absolutely terrific. All right. Jerry. Hi there, Jerry. This is a first-time attempt, I think. Doing a great job. Strong color branding. This, I wonder... It's all right. I wonder if maybe this could be brought out just a little wider, so we don't quite have a column here, and we have this space over here. Nice job down here, easy to read. You've watched your contrast, nice job there. Be very cautious of any logos and rename files, something meaningful. Logos we're not really able to use, so double check. Can't tell you that I recognize it, but you probably know. Very slight difference between the spacing here and here. Very slight. A little greater difference here. Just, find something in between the two that you can make consistent throughout. Good job. Good job. All right. You're doing a great job as a designer here. Let's see. You might need something that says projects. I trust you to put something there that is a heading but fits and looks good. But you'll want something to let them know they're on the page that they selected. Really clean. I do love that. And it's working really great. For the most part, your contrast is excellent. Okay. Nice work. All from a blank template. Good job there. Easy to read logo. Make sure you label it. And this BRE Films, make sure, and I don't remember which student it was this month who went ahead, it may have been you, who went ahead and registered their company. Otherwise, we just use our name so that we don't get in trouble with anybody, and so nobody takes our name and registers it before you do. Then they can charge a lot of money for that. Okay, let's look at the mobile. Nice. When I see this strong layout, I think, oh, you could trust this person with the camera, right? Make sure we add Adobe there. I know it might change your 3 lines, which is ideal to have them be the same. But we are technically required to do that. And I think we're back to Premiere instead of Premiere Pro now, but that doesn't mean you didn't create in Premiere Pro. But do add Adobe. That's just a requirement for their product. Okay, so you clearly went through the mobile and made sure everything was laid out well. Terrific job, Jerry. Excellent work. Hey, Charles. Let's see. Very clean. You probably have a good job with the accessibility next week. Let's grab this header and make it 100% transparency so that we don't have this, the background 100%. Let's select this and select the point and bring it out so this comes up. Okay. Same here. Select the text box and extend it so this flows up here. Great photo, friendly, looking you in the eye when you land here. Nice job. Adobe Creative Clouds. Okay, good. Good job. Okay, nice. See your projects. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to say this is fine. It's not the same here, but sometimes, I don't know if you want to bring that up, sometimes it can look like a set. So if you have this, and then you have one under it that is as close as this one, then they can appear like sets, and that can work. Okay, the pink is a surprise. It's okay, you're not really using any other colors, if that's the color you're choosing. Okay. Try and align these. You can also center that if you want to try that. Good job. Contrast is still good here. Let's look at the mobile. Okay. Some text you want to close up. Or space, rather. Sometimes you can close this gap between the title and the role, and then this can be on its own there underneath it. But that's up to you. It's working. All right. You might want to center that. Okay. Let's see. Looking for, you had your, okay. You can also put that in the bottom if you like, and this, anyone can do that. You know, if you wanted to do that, if you needed to. Okay, great job. Nice and clean. And you can always, you'll be duplicating these sites and then making the revisions on them. You can also duplicate your site again and play around with the design and the color and the fonts and things like that. You want to make sure that you don't do it just before you do week 4 so that your accessibility is not broken when you change those things. But you're certainly encouraged to play around with that. All right. Let's look at one more with this group.